It's the time of our service when we're going to come together in corporate prayer. Given the fact that we've just celebrated Easter, I thought the theme today would be that of thankfulness. So what's going to follow in a few minutes is a short prayer of thankfulness. However, rather than just saying a generic prayer today, I've taken the liberty to deeply personalize it. And whilst the prayer is very personal to me, I hope it will, in a small way, touch some of you who are out there. Before I read the prayer, I just need to paint a little picture story for you so you can put it in context. About 4 years ago, I was in a very bad place. I was in the pits and had sunk lower than I'd ever been before. I was pretty depressed and bewildered. I was in a great deal of emotional pain, and that pain, though emotional, was more acute than any physical pain I'd ever felt. The structures that I'd built my life on seemed to be falling down round about me, and as I looked into the future, I could see very little hope. That was how I was feeling, and I felt this way even though I was a Christian and had been a Christian for more than 20 years. But at that time in my life, Christ seemed to be a long way off, and his words, which were promising an abundant life full of blessings and hope, seemed to be devoid of all power and meaning. I hadn't slept properly for months, and the subsequent sleep deprivation was adversely affecting my ability to think and act rationally. I was seeing a local doctor who tried to help by prescribing sleeping tablets. I quickly became addicted to these, and the few hours of sleep I was getting each night were only possible if I took a sleeping pill. The doctor also suggested that it would be helpful if I went on a course of antidepressant medication. I stubbornly refused to accept this advice, as I thought that was only weak people who needed medication to help their emotional state of mind, and I was not one of those. So there I was, depressed, sleep deprived, and in a situation which was pretty bad, and looking to a future which seemed to me to be hopeless. As I pondered my situation, it seemed to me that the only way out of my predicament was to exit completely. I'd always believed in the sanctity of life, but now that belief was illusory as I seriously contemplated suicide. I did a bit of research on the internet and read that about 50 sleeping tablets would be enough to kill yourself. So I did a bit of doctor shopping, and pretty soon I had a stockpile of about 80 sleeping tablets at home. There was one particular day when things had gone really bad. I came home from work feeling disconnected from everything that was going on around me. And my wife was out, and I told my 2 sons that I was not feeling well and was going to bed. They were not particularly concerned because my appetite had been subdued for several months, and I had not at that stage let them know my parlous emotional state of mind. So I went upstairs with a bottle of water, closed the door to my bedroom, had a shower, popped all the sleeping pills out of their foil wrappings, and got ready to take them. What happened next, I truly believe, was of God. I slipped into a light sleep, and in my dozed state, I began to panic. I realized I'd made a dreadful mistake. I desperately wanted to undo what I had done, but I didn't know what to do. I thought I was going to die after having made the biggest blunder of my life. Amidst my dread, I suddenly heard a voice which was both authoritative yet very calming. It didn't say very much, but what it said went something like this: "Michael, do not worry. I love you and will never leave you. You are my son, and I will keep you safe from all harm and evil. I still have many plans for you. It's not your time to die." Then I woke up. I was bewildered and confused. Surprisingly, I was not feeling ill at all. Then I realized why, as all 80 sleeping tablets were still neatly lined up on my bedside table. What had in fact happened was that I dozed off before I took the tablets. And in my dozed state, I dreamt the dream which I've just described above, and which I believe came to me from heaven. Needless to say, all thoughts of taking my life quickly dissipated, and gradually I began to recover from the state of depression which I'd been in. So that's my story, and here is my prayer of thanksgiving. Dear Father, thank you so much for your steadfast and unfailing love. Thank you that you never gave up on me, even when I'd given up on myself. Thank you for your heavenly angels, which you sent to protect me. Thank you for their constant presence and for their shield of armor, which, though unseen, protects me daily from all manner of evil. Thank you for the love of trusted friends and family who nurtured me through these difficult days. Thank you for their prayers, guidance, and care. Thank you as well, Father, for the difficulties that beset me in early 2007. That period of my life was definitely very unpleasant, yet through it you have taught me much and changed me a great deal. And thank you for my recovery. Thank you for your persistent but gentle love and guidance. You are truly an amazing friend, counselor, and Father. Amen.